in political science, class 12. We are continuing international organization, and in that UNO. And today we are taking the jurisdiction of the UN and India and UN Reformation. Jurisdiction of the UN, it means what are the ways the decisions of the UN are implemented, or how effective it is in taking and implementing the decisions on the countries, member countries, and how effectively it is able to achieve its objectives. And you remember the objectives? They are to maintain international peace and security, to promote harmony among the member countries, to settle the disputes peacefully, and to act as the center for harmonizing the actions, and to help the nations in the achievement of the agreed common ends. So this way, in September 2005, the member countries met and the following steps were agreed to be followed by all the nations to make the UN more useful and effective. And some of them are as follows: to create a peace building commission. Peace building means a group should be appointed that will act as a mediator to solve the disputes or tensions or clashes or misunderstanding between two countries or more, so that they do not become hostile and they solve their problems peacefully, and it acts as a mediator. Then if state governments fail, if any country's government fails to protect their people from any kind of atrocity, ill treatment of the people, then all other countries will play a responsible role in protecting the interest of the people, common people, who are being ill treated or who are exploited. Then to establish a human rights council, and that is functioning since 2006. Then to sign agreement to achieve Millennium Development Goals. Then to condemn terrorism, which is very important in today's context, to condemn terrorism in all its forms and manifestation. Wherever, whatever type of terrorism is existing or creating problem for any country, it should be condemned, criticized, and action should be taken, must be taken by other countries to check and stop such actions of such people. Then to create a fund for democracy. Okay, so these are some of the ways that should be followed in order to make the United Nations organization more effective and more useful for the world. But these are not so easy to be achieved unless or until some change in the structure of the UN is done, and that is known as the Reformation in the structure of UN and its jurisdiction. So to reform means to bring some changes in the existing system of the United Nations organizations. We know that we have done the various organs of the UN with the help of which the objectives are achieved, and the main organ is the Security Council. Security Council that consists of 15 members, 10 non-permanent members and 5 permanent members. So India is in favor of bringing the change in the Security Council mainly, because ultimately it is the Security Council only that is responsible and is able to implement the decisions to be followed by any country in the world. So India has supported the cause of restructuring and reformation on several occasions. Okay, and main is it wants to strengthen the jurisdiction of UN as it has become essential in today's changing world. Okay, and it is possible only when the change in the United Nations Security Council is made, and that although it is not so easy, but proposals, suggestions are given. Okay, and India wants that the Security Council should also expand. Expand means the number of members should also increase, especially the permanent members. As so far there are 5 permanent members, so it wants to be expanded. The number should increase. Alright, and it was increased in 1965 from 11 to 15. Initially there were 11 members, now 15, but since then there is no change in the number of the members of Security Council. And moreover, India herself wants to be the permanent member of Security Council, as it thinks that we as India, we are able to fulfill all the requirements or requisites that are required for a country to become the permanent member of Security Council on economic ground, on political ground, on support and dedication and type of form of government. Like India is the largest democracy, India is growing fast economically, India is a regular contributor to the budget of the UN. Alright, and India always believes in the fulfillment of the objectives of the UN. India always supports the democratic ways and peaceful ways to solve the disputes. Okay, and geographically also, population wise also, India deserves to be the member of the Security Council as a permanent member especially. And India thinks that yes, there is no proper representation given to all the continents. Mainly the majority is from the Europe, and very less representation is from South Africa, okay, from Asia and Africa, not South Africa but Africa. And we want that these continents should also be given more representation, as many newly independent countries after the end of the Cold War, they became the member of General Assembly. Okay, the number of General Assembly increased, and most of the countries were from Asia, Africa, Latin America, etc. So they should also be given more representation in the form of the permanent member of Security Council, so that their problems can also be solved, and these areas, these countries will also develop like others. But this demand of India to be the member of permanent member of the Security Council is not, obviously it is not liked by many countries, because they also think that they also deserve to be the permanent member of SC. SC is Security Council. Like Japan, Germany, Brazil, South Africa, Nigeria, etc., as they also demand the same. So it is not so easy to become the new permanent member of the Security Council. But we don't know whether a time and opportunity will come. Seeing the situation, seeing the efforts, seeing the work done by India in today's time, India deserves to be the member of Security Council. Okay, so when we see the reformation or restructuring the UN, it is mainly related to the Security Council and not the other organs like General Assembly. General Assembly is functioning. Any new member country can be the member of UN, and that is changing. Number is increasing, but there is no change in the Security Council since 1965. And all the important decisions are taken by the Security Council, although recommended by the General Assembly. Like the Secretary General is also appointed by the General Assembly, but on the recommendation of the Security Council only. So we see that yes, there is a scope of restructuring and reforming the jurisdiction and the structure of United Nations for the betterment of the world. Thank you.